Hey, welcome back to part 2 of our Bootcamp series. I'm Joshua Brown here at Browns Pressure Wash in Nashville. If you're following us live, you're going to be feeling the emotions of what happened at this timestamp inside of our nation, just with the amount of lack of leaders. I'm pulling up here to introduce you guys to day 2 of our Bootcamp. I'm processing and thinking through what took place with a friend, brother, leader of Charlie Kirk. If you're watching this, I want you to pay close attention to the why behind the what of ministry in the marketplace. Jason, who's here from Birmingham, starting his own pressure washing company, the purpose is for mentoring dudes without dads, people that have not had the opportunity to maybe grow up with a father in their lives. And I want to encourage you, if you see this, comment, like, subscribe. We need to promote more ministry in the marketplace. We need more people that are using their business as a means of mission to love your neighbor. This week in America, there's been 2 tragedies of murder that everyone has witnessed on social media. And if it points to anything, it points to the need for more individuals to use their platform to love people. And so we're going to jump in, but let me encourage you guys. Maybe I'll jump into not just the boot camp today, but more of the why behind the what with Jason, his intention, what motivates him, and to be a leader, to mentor youth. And so anyway, that's our goal, is to launch more kingdom-minded entrepreneurs and business owners. I'm here at a little barbecue spot in Nashville, and now we'll jump into our time with Jason and Willie. So we're here at Edley's, and just real quickly, I've got Jason and Willie just pulled up, so we're going to say hello and then get them inside. If you're ever in Nashville, definitely want to check out Edley's Barbecue. You can check these bad boys out right here. Day one, how'd it go?
Man, it was amazing, man. We knocked it out.
Who's the best trainer in the world?
Joseph right now, man.
The best friend.
Sideshow Joe.
He definitely does.
All right, we're going to grab something to eat, and then we'll jump right back on. Hey, we're here at Edley's, and the food just showed up, but I hate to talk and eat at the same time. Just real quick, Jason, would you mind walking me through your first boot camp? Just walk me through the experience, what all you learned today, what all you did today.
Yeah, well, the first thing was meeting with you this morning at Starbucks and kind of setting the agenda and setting the tone for us. And then after that, we went to the shop, and I got a chance to look around, kind of meet all the guys, ask questions, longevity, how long you been here, why you working here. Great interaction with the team. And then we got a chance to go out in the field, and really it was a privilege for us to see a comprehensive job. We got a chance to learn how to wash a roof, metal roof, got a chance to learn how to do a house wash as well, all the details in that. And then we also did the driveway, the concrete there. And then even the bonus was getting a chance to the shingle roof as well. It was kind of an upsell. It wasn't on the original plan. So it was cool, man, seeing all the different jobs. And then I think that the really cool thing about the boot camp was that it wasn't just telling us what to do. He was showing us, and then he was putting it in our hand, right? And we're the ones doing the work. So there's something about putting your hand to the plow yourself that teaches you quicker than just listening to somebody do something. Amazing trainer today. He was very thorough, and my partner and I left with a real good toolbox.
How long did it take you to do your job today?
With training, we probably were about 6.5, 7 hours, but this was an exhaustive job.
So 7 hours with training. What was the final number of the ticket that you guys ended up charging to death?
It was $2,300.
Yeah, so $2,300, 7 hours, and it was training. And so that doesn't have to take the time to train somebody. This probably was a 5.5 to 6 hour day. If some dudes that know how to get it done, gets it done. Did the ticket start out at $2,300, or did something happen on the job that added the value of the ticket?
Yeah, so when we were doing the house wash, Joseph noticed that there was some algae and mold on the roof. And obviously the house was pristine. These people really take care of their stuff. So he just, the original ticket was 1,500. And so he reached out to the client and let them know, hey, I'm already here. I'd like to take care of this for you. And since we're already out here, we'll do it at a little discounted price. So he was able to sell an additional service and give the customer benefit, right? Because if we would have to go back out there, it would cost us more. And it's going to cost another $250. So the ability to do that right then and there. And then when we left, the job was thorough, complete. We've got pictures before and after. And the thing that I love about it is it's immediate gratification. There's so many things in life. You have to plant seeds, you have to plow, you have to water. And it's like, no, you race. Sometimes you bring a brush in from time to time, but you really get to see the fruit of your labor, right? You get to work hard, but you're watching things clean right before your eyes. So I love that part, man.
Super satisfying. One thing that we learned yesterday on the podcast, I had a guest come on and talk about how best to identify the neighborhood. He said it's the clean ones.
Yes.
He said if it's a dirty neighborhood, you're wasting the time because they don't clean the stuff.
That's right.
If it's a clean neighborhood, that's the spot that you want to be knocking on doors and adding value to that. Hey, in a second, we're going to learn more about Jason and his story with Lily, especially when it comes to this idea of being kind of a minister in the marketplace, not just saying, hey, the only place that you can be a pastor. I'm almost thinking priesthood of believers. When someone says, hey, are you a pastor? It's like, I kind of believe in the priesthood of believers. And so we'll talk about that here in a second, and we'll head back outside and check out these wings real quick. Hey, so we're sitting back on the back porch of Edley's, and we're about to get into a little conversation as far as ministry in the marketplace and kind of get to know the backstory of Jason and his relationship with Willie. And so I'm going to ask him a few questions, and then we'll kind of understand more of what it looks like to open up a business for the purpose of mentoring or to make a difference inside of the city that you live in. So let's get into it. Hey, Jason, real quickly, would you mind sharing a little bit about your background as far as being in ministry, and then whether or not you see yourself still as a minister or if you've transitioned out of ministry?
I would actually consider that I've transitioned out of formal ministry. So there was a time that I was a pastor. There was a time that I was an executive director and founder of a nonprofit. So that would be what I consider more formal ministry. One of the things that I realized is there's a lot of framework. There's a lot of things that maybe prohibit being able to really reach people, especially the population that I'm trying to reach, which is usually under-resourced and at-risk youth. So for me, the transition to running a business, the ministry didn't change at all. Maybe titles change, but the work is still the same, because whether I'm a nonprofit director or whether I'm a business owner working with young people, it's still the same thing. I'm going to love God and I'm going to love people, and I'm going to try to encourage people to Christ and to the faith. I had a mentor once tell me it really boils down to your calling. And jobs, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a nonprofit director, whether it's a businessman, there's simply platforms to do the same thing. So you have to decide which platform gives me the best ability to make the most impact. In this season for me, I've raised money for 15 years, and I don't have a problem asking people for money, but at the same time, I've always been entrepreneurial. And what I wanted to do was create revenue to be able to do more ministry and not have to wait for various people to co-sign on the work that you're doing. But we can go out, and in this process of ministering and growing together, we're also growing revenue, and we're able to impact and bring in more people.
For someone that's trying to process, should I stay in ministry, or is God calling me out of vocational ministry into the marketplace, and they're really struggling with this call of identity, what would you say to that person?
I would say you're confused a little bit on what your identity is, because I believe if you're a son or a daughter of Christ, you're automatically a minister. You're automatically a missionary. I had somebody tell me either you're a missionary or you're a mission field. Those are the two options. So the identity doesn't change. Like, my identity is not wrapped up. If I'm the executive director for a nonprofit or if I'm a pastor of a church, that's not my primary identity. It's simply a role. That's a position that I hold. So again, I go back to ask the question, Does the pastor position give you the best platform for you to make the most impact based on your calling? Or does the for-profit business give you the opportunity? And what I've seen, again, this is just my perspective and my opinion, is that usually the church and the nonprofit world is very restrictive. And there's a lot of red tape sometimes into things that you can accomplish. So for me personally, the for-profit model works better because there's more freedom.
If you could wave a magic wand and do ministry in the marketplace, what does that look like?
It looks like a lot of people being developed every single day. It means that people are being cared for. I mean, when we think about a pastor and what they do, they typically are only seeing their members once a week, and it's not dialogue. So this is a every single day interaction. You not only hear the words that I speak, but you watch how I live my life. You watch how I handle adversity. You watch how I handle a customer complaint, right? So it's not me standing up in front of you with this prepared message for 30 minutes telling you how to live. You're actually watching me to see if I'm applying the truth of God's word to what I'm doing. And that's what we all need because let's face it, we're a church, what, 1 hour, 2 hours a week?
He's a seasoned minister in the marketplace that no longer sees his identity as a vocation, but a relationship with God and a relationship with people. So if you're trying to process whether or not you want to be a minister in the marketplace or lead vocational ministry to open up a business, I'd like to invite you into the As You Go network. It's where we talk about what it looks like to create jobs, make disciples, serve the city so we can make an impact and make an income and leave a lasting legacy. See you tomorrow when we jump into a little bit more of the information of the boot.